Hello everyone, and as always, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoy watching this video. I'm sure I'm going to have a fantastic time. There's quite a breeze here, so hopefully it's not picking up in the microphone. But what I'm out to do today is just basically explore, and I've come out because I've got wonderful moody atmospheric conditions. This is what I love photographing in. To be honest, I probably prefer this to shooting in at sunrise and sunset. I just think it provides tremendous opportunities to capture atmosphere and drama and moody shots, and I think, at least at the moment, that's my preference in landscape photography. So look at this scene behind me here. This is the first thing that I'm going to be photographing today. I've got a little bit of a path leading into the scene. I've got some really nice mountain peaks and a dramatic moody sky, so everything's perfect. I just really love it, and the sky is quite good at the moment. You can maybe see a little bit of what I was seeing earlier. At the moment there is a sort of distinct line of cloud. It was more distinct earlier, but it just beautifully formed at the top of my image. It was just such a nice line curving along above these mountains, and it just looked so good. So I'll show you the image that I've captured here, and then I'm going to head on. Hopefully my fitness stays up today. For the last 3 weeks I've had a terrible flu, so I'm really recovering from the flu. I still don't feel great. You can maybe hear it in my voice, but hopefully I'll be fit enough and energetic enough to go on a bit of a hike. But yeah, a nice shot, definitely a nice shot to start off with. So I've moved on a little bit, and I've just stopped here because I've seen a very atmospheric scene unfolding right in front of my eyes. And it's just what I talked about earlier. I love being out in these atmospheric, moody conditions. I think they give so many opportunities, tremendous opportunities for capturing atmospheric photographs. So I've got this fantastic dominant peak here just behind me, and the low cloud has been sweeping in from the right, moving across to the left, and it's just been hugging the edge of this mountainside, and it's been creating some wonderful atmosphere, some wonderful diagonal lines as well. So I had to stop and take a photograph, and fingers crossed it'll turn out nice, but I'll show you the shot now. So often landscape photography is a game of patience, it's a game of waiting. It can be a game of revisiting a scene many times over years until you get the shot that you want. But at other times it can be a game of reacting very quickly to things that are just appearing and changing right in front of you. So off behind me here, there's this lovely scene, an impressive mountain peak and some nice ridge line off to the right as well. And just drifting across from the left are these small pockets of low cloud. So I spotted these, and they've sort of dissipated now. They're not as obvious, but there were a few just drifting across. So it was a case of me reacting very quickly, changing to my telephoto lens, framing up a composition and trying to time the shot when the small pockets of cloud drifting across were in the optimal position. So yeah, on days like this when it's atmospheric, changeable weather, you need to be able to react quickly, and hopefully I've gotten a decent shot here. I like the different luminosity values, the different colours in this scene, so hopefully I was quick enough and able to frame up a nice shot.
It wasn't long before another fleeting moment presented itself to me. I quickly set up my tripod, changed lenses again, and got everything as required to capture this panorama.
It's been absolutely torrential rain and it's still on quite heavy at the moment, but the scene behind me here looked incredibly atmospheric. So this huge impressive mountain on the left of the video at the moment, you could barely see it because of the rain. You could more see its outline than the actual detail on it, and the rain was just sheeting down. And then we've got another nice peak at the right, so I think it's quite a nice composition. And we've got lots of just rough wilderness here, heather, and an interesting rock as well. But yeah, it looked incredibly atmospheric, so I've got it in very moody conditions, and it still looks moody at the moment. So I think I might take one more image. So I've got the one where the rain was really heavy, and then I've got the one now where the rain is just easing. Perhaps the first one's going to be more atmospheric, but I think when it comes to situations like this, it's wise to take a couple of variations if you can, if the weather conditions are changing. So yeah, quite an atmospheric moment, and I'm glad I've captured this one. So it's still raining. It's much lighter now than it was, but it could definitely come on very heavy again at any time. And I just wanted to talk briefly as I'm walking along here about something that I think is really important. I've spoke a lot in previous videos about quality over quantity. So when I'm out, my goal is never to take as many images as possible. It's never to look around and think everything's a potential photograph. It's to really just concentrate and try and take images that I think are going to turn out to be good photographs. That's not always the case. I could spend 8 hours out on a day, take one photograph, think it's good, and maybe be slightly disappointed when I come to edit it. But I'm very aware that today I'm taking more photographs than I normally would, and that is a good thing, because I'm still trying to be considered in my approach to what I take. So everything that I take, I think, has potentially got the ingredients of being a nice photograph. Will it be a portfolio shot? Perhaps not. Will I like every photograph once I edit them? Perhaps not. But I'm still trying my best to only take photographs that I think are worthy of taking. And the reason I'm taking more today than average is simply because of the weather conditions. If I was out here on a sunny day, I may not have taken a single photograph by now. So it's purely the weather conditions that's letting me take a number of photographs that I think are worth taking. So hopefully a few of them turn out nice. I think there's certainly potential in some of them at least, but yeah, I think that's an important point. Quality over quantity. But if you've got weather conditions that present a lot of opportunities, then there's nothing wrong with taking a few photographs more than your usual, but you definitely need to think about what you're taking and not just snap everything that looks good, because it may not make a nice photograph. So I've spent the last while walking with my hood up in pouring rain. It's been really heavy rain for a long time. It's finally eased, but I discovered this scene. I've been taking some shelter here from the pouring rain and it has now eased. And as I'm sure you'll agree, this is quite an atmospheric, moody scene. We've got this wonderful peak off behind me here, some really nice rocks and heather. So it's just a case of getting the composition right. And because I waited until the rain went off, the light has just lifted a little bit, so the scene looks better to me now than when it was actually pouring rain. But yeah, quite a simple scene to capture really. It's all about the composition, that's the main thing. Picking the correct point on which to focus. I've got plenty of depth of field. Don't need to close down the aperture too much for this. And you're just timing the shot when the sky looks nice and when the light looks nice. I've got plenty of dynamic range, so I can capture this one in one exposure. But yeah, what a fantastic Moody shot. I hope that this will turn out. So the wonderful Scottish weather has come on again, and I don't mean that sarcastically, but it is pouring rain and it's bringing lots of atmosphere. But I think in terms of photography, I've probably had it for today. It's getting nearer the end of the day, nearer sunset. Not that there's going to be much of a sunset today, so the light is fading. So I think I've made the most of the opportunities I've had throughout the day when the light's been a little bit better. I will of course keep my eyes open. If I see something else in these atmospheric conditions, I'll take that of course, but I really think the opportunities are passing, at least for today anyway. So I really do hope you've enjoyed watching. As I said at the beginning of the video, I love these atmospheric conditions. It offers up so many opportunities and chances to capture atmospheric, moody photographs, which I really do love. So thanks again. I really do hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you in my next one.